Sean Isaacs here. Welcome to Grow in Wisdom. I wanted to take a quick moment and say thank you to all of you that have been supporting this channel. And I've been getting a lot of messages. People have been asking me to create some content around the subject of sales and marketing, entrepreneurship, and business development. For those of you that don't know me, I have been building brands for more than 30 years. And I have been very successful at it, thanks to God's wisdom. If you are in business, you should read a proverb every day. There's 31 in the Bible. With that being said, this is going to be a new series that I call Wisdom for Sales and Marketing. And the next thing you're about to see is a video that I recorded about 9 or 10 years ago that's called 10 Reasons Why Everything You Understand About Marketing is Wrong. 10 reasons why everything you understand about marketing is wrong. I promise you, if you go through this information, if you digest it, if you watch it more than once and start applying it to your sales career, your business, your network marketing, multi-level marketing, whatever it is you're doing, I promise you, if you're advertising, writing copy, anything of the sort, okay, this is going to be very, very helpful, very, very helpful. And leave me some comments. Let me know if it is helpful to you, because it will affect the other type of content that I seek to drop. All right. So welcome to Grow in Wisdom. I hope you are seeking to grow in wisdom and to get wisdom, as Proverbs 4:5 says to do. Today I'm going to be talking about something that I think is very, very important in the area of business and marketing and growth, business growth and so on. And I've entitled it 10 Reasons Why Everything You Understand About Marketing is Wrong. Now that's a pretty bold statement. There's a couple of reasons why. Not only is it bold, it can almost be obnoxious to say 10 reasons why everything you know about marketing is wrong. But I didn't say just no, but everything you understand about marketing is wrong. And I hope you'll hang out with me for the next few minutes as I seek to make the case. And I'm going to go through at least 10 reasons. There's a couple little bonus things that I'm going to throw in at the end if you hang around. But let's quickly go through this. And let me just tell you, studies show right now that 67% of businesses fail within the first 5 years. 87 to 90% in America fail in the first 10 years. Most of them have what they think are a good business plan, a good marketing plan. Some have money. They don't all have a lot of cash flow or a lot of money to get started. Maybe they don't have a lot of venture capital and so on. But I make the case you don't need any of that stuff to grow a business. You do need to understand what marketing is and how it works and how to do it. And I think if more people ran their business as marketers that happen to be accountants, or marketers that happen to do law, or marketers that happen to own a barbershop, they would see a lot more success in their efforts and what they do. I think the difference between a marketer and a non-marketer is maybe you remember the name Johnny Cochran, who represented Michael Jackson during his major case. And I've often said that the difference between him and the other 100+ people that graduated in his school with a law degree, and again, I'm just throwing out some numbers here, and you and I don't know any of their names, not that that's really, really important in the big scheme of things, but the difference between him and them is that he knew how to market himself. You'd probably say, well, he just had good connections. But I would say that because of marketing, he knew how to leverage his connections. Okay, so let's quickly go through what I believe are 10 reasons why everything you understand about marketing is wrong. Now, where did all this come from? For the last 5 years, I've worked with a major radio station in the New York market. For 10 years, more than 10 years in New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut markets with another station. So more than 10 years combined between the two. And in doing that, I've had the privilege of sitting down with lots of business owners and entrepreneurs, and I still do that today. And one of the things that has stand out to me is the little bit of emphasis in time, resources, energy that's put into learning how to grow your business from a marketing standpoint. A person can spend $80,000 to employ 2 or 3 people, and they have nothing to do with bringing in more sales or bringing in more revenue for the business or for the nonprofit. And then they wonder why 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years down the line, the business or the nonprofit closes. So since I'm sure you don't want to be another statistic, let's quickly go through what I believe are 10 of the main reasons why everything you understand about marketing is wrong. So let's start with number 1. And you've noticed here that I've laid these out. This is more for me. I understand that you can't see clearly everything that I'm seeing. This is more for me than it is for you. It's actually a guide for me because I am so passionate about this area that I could actually spend hours talking about it. So real quickly, let's go into point number 1. Number 1, why is it that everything you understand about marketing is wrong from my perspective? Number 1, what you know about marketing is not important. What you know, think of know as head knowledge. What you know about marketing is not important. Understanding is critical. From my perspective, understanding is the difference between heart, knowledge, head. Understanding is heart, knowledge, head. Understanding is belief. Understanding is conviction. And so think of it this way. You've heard it said that knowledge is power. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge is information. Knowledge is facts. You know you shouldn't be eating bad food. You still do it. You know you should be exercising every day. You don't. You know you probably should be reading regularly. You don't do it. Why? You lack motivation. It's not that you can't do it. You don't have an inability. It's, a bird has an inability to swim. That's a can't. A flying bird can't swim, right? But you don't have an inability. You lack motivation. And so the key to marketing, in my opinion, is getting it to the heart level, having understanding. Think of it this way. Maybe if you read newspaper comics or you've read comic books, you've seen the little characters, and above the head of that character, there's a little light bulb above their head. The light turned on. That's what we call understanding. All right. There's a great proverb in the scriptures. Proverbs 4:7 says, wisdom is the principal thing. It's the most important thing. I would make the case you don't need money to grow a business, but you do need wisdom. You need insight. That's the light turning on, okay? Wisdom is the principal thing, but in all you're getting, it says get wisdom, therefore get wisdom, because that's the most important. But in all you're getting, get understanding. At the root of wisdom is comprehension. So think of understanding as comprehension. And I would make the case that if you understood marketing was critical, like I do, that you would be marketing regularly. And most of the people I've sat with, typically, they treat their marketing or their advertising as a necessary evil. If there's money left over, we're going to advertise. If there's something left in the budget, I'm going to start advertising. Okay? And you're going to have me use these words interchangeably, and in a minute you'll know why. And it goes right back to why everything you understand about marketing, from my perspective, is wrong. Let's go right to our second point. So number 1, again, what you know about marketing is not important. It's not important. Understanding is critical. Every time I say that word important, it brings out that little European accent in the background there. So, secondly, this one, I know you can't see it, but this is important. This is when most people think of marketing, they think of what you're taught in college about marketing, right? We call it the 4 P's of marketing. They say there are 4 critical elements in marketing, your products and your business, that they are the experts. Let's put them in quotes. All right? These experts provide you 4 P's that I think are very important P's. I'm not going to dumb them down or knock them down as unimportant. I would only say that I don't think they go far enough. I think you and I live in a day where people like things to be easy and quick, and there is something to be said for having little, short, pithy statements said in a way that it's easy for you and I to grasp and to remember. So it's easy to remember that you need to have 4 P's: product, price, place, and promotion. Those things are very important, but lots of businesses have them and they're still failing. And I think it has a lot to do with going back to understanding what marketing is and what it is supposed to do. All right, so we'll get to that in just a moment. So the experts say that the product, you must have the right product to satisfy the needs of the customer. That's important. You must have the right product. That's a given. The only challenge with that is most people believe they have a right product, right? Most of us think of our product not in the sense of our head. This is where head is important. After capturing data from the market and determining or letting the marketplace validate that product, we tend to have these feelings about something that we like or we have always wanted to do, that we want to create, and we think everybody's going to like it. Sort of like this video I'm making, right? The right product. So the right product, they say, to satisfy the needs of your target customer. Product is important. The only thing I'd say about product, qualifier I would say, is most people think they have the right product and they don't do enough homework in testing the product to see if the market is interested in that product. And it's not just enough for them to be interested in the product. They have to have the money to be able to buy it. They have to be willing to want to buy it, and they must be willing to want to pay what you want to sell it for. So there's a whole component there, or dynamic there, in research and testing that is so critical to your success that so many don't do. That's not the purpose of this, our time together right now. So, secondly, product, then there's price. You must have the right product offered at the right price. The problem again with the right price is most people think of price, they think of art or the science. And listen, it's either or. You know, if you asked the experts 10 years ago whether or not Starbucks would work, selling a cup of coffee at $5, to them, it was not the right price. Why? Because they looked at what the market could bear. A diner was spending 70 cents. Maybe it's a little bit more than 10 years. A diner was 70 cents and Dunkin' Donuts was $1, let's say $1.25. And so the experts, the expert marketers would have told you, you need to sell your coffee at $1.50. But Starbucks sold theirs at $4.50. Why? Because Starbucks, in my opinion, was not selling coffee. They were selling an experience. So yes, you do need the right price, but the right price is about selling value, not selling a product. All right, maybe we'll come back to that. Thirdly, I say you need the right place. The right product at the right price, available in the right place to be bought by customers. So that makes sense. It needs to be in the right place. Whether you're selling it online or offline, it needs to be in the right place. Then fourthly, the last P is promotion. You have to inform potential customers of the availability of the product, its price, and its place. That's all pretty simple, and I agree with much of that. I just don't think it goes far enough. And in a moment, I'm going to give you my definition of marketing. Okay? So let's really quick look at this one. Marketing, from my perspective, is everything. If you were to ask the average person what is marketing, they would immediately not think of advertising. They would not think of sales or promotion, right? Most people put all of these in different compartments. And again, I'm talking very authoritatively, like I've met most people. You understand the context of what I'm saying, that most of the people that I've talked to and interacted with, and that has been thousands over the years now, when you talk about marketing, they don't think that it includes everything. All right? So in my mind, marketing is everything. It's your social media. It's how you answer the phone. It is your website. Not only your website look, but your website's function. It's how you interact with past, present, and prospective customers. Everything about what you do, from my perspective, is marketing. And that's why I say what you understand about marketing is wrong. Because the average person tends to think of marketing as one thing, advertising as another, sales processes as another, promotion as something else, social media marketing, another form of marketing, right? It is another form. You have to make that distinction from direct marketing, right, or telemarketing. But in the big scheme of things, in order to appreciate the case I'm trying to make here, you need to think of marketing as everything. And in order to put the icing on the cake or cement the thought that I'm trying to convey here, that marketing is everything, this one you may be able to see. Well, maybe not. It's a little bit small. Marketing is, from my perspective, and again, this definition, I found this on Wikipedia, parts of it, years ago, and I took and compiled much of what I had read in books, much of what I learned in videos, audios. There's nothing new under the sun. There's no new thoughts. There are no new words. Yeah, I know we make words. So I guess there are new words because Google wasn't a word years ago, right? But the point I'm making is there's nothing new under the sun, and much of what we teach or anyone talks about is something they gathered or learned from somewhere else. So I say all that to say I don't want to take credit for this particular definition. I will only say that, put it this way, I had maybe the mindset and the frame of mind to be able to take and compile the things that I thought accurately described what marketing was from my perspective and put them into a definition. And this is going to be the governing definition for the rest of the things we're going to talk about, okay? So marketing is, from my perspective, the strategies and tactics to identify, introduce, create, sell, and maintain satisfying relationships with past, present, and prospective customers that result in value for both the customer and the marketer. Now, there's so much here I want to emphasize, but I don't want to keep you long because, as you can see, we have so much more to get through, okay? But let me just tell you a couple things that I think why this definition is critical. First of all, in my mind, you want whatever you do in your marketing should result in value for both the customer and the marketer. You, the person that is marketing your product, your services, your cause, you should be benefited however that's done, whether that's testimonials, whether that's money or donations. It can be a sale. There's all sorts of ways for you to benefit as a marketer. And I just gave you a little nugget there. You know, the benefit is not only the sale that you make. If you think only of the sale, you miss the power of what marketing can do, how it works, and how it creates long-term results for your business or for you as a sales professional. All right? So it should not only produce results, a beneficial result and value for both you and the customer. It is the strategies and tactics. I got to say a little bit here. Strategies and tactics. What are the difference? In my studies, research, reading, and I've read lots, and all of the people that I've sat with, and I see myself as some sort of an authority on the subject, okay? And you have to see yourself as some sort of an authority on whatever it is that you're trying to teach, or don't teach it. You might as well just be quiet, right? And so what we all, to some degree, believe that what we have to say is very important. You can do with my information whatever you choose. Marketing is the strategies and tactics. What's the difference? Lots of people, when they think of marketing or advertising or sales processes, okay, but let's think of marketing, advertising. Marketing is the umbrella and everything else is underneath it. Most people think of tactics only. So they look, I want to be on the right radio station. I want to be on at the right time of that radio station. I want to be on the right websites with my banner ad. I want to put my Facebook campaign in front of the right people, the tactic, the platform I use. I want to use billboards. I want to use direct mail pieces. All right? That's the tactical side of marketing. Throughout all of my research and all of my experience, that's only 10% of your success. The key to your success is the strategy that you use. And what is the strategy? Strategy is the copy, the words that you use. Strategy is the offer that you make. All right? And I wish I had time to get more into this, but marketing is the strategies, plural, and tactics, plural, to first identify. It doesn't assume you know who the market is. It assumes that you have to do some work to identify the market. To introduce, create, sell, and maintain. Keyword maintain. If you are marketing and all you're interested in is the sale, you will always be exchanging time for money. You'll always be looking for the next sale as opposed to creating clients or what we call repeat business and referrals. All right? So you want to maintain satisfying relationships. It implies that it's satisfying for both you and the customer. But it's not just with your present customers. This is a big miss for a lot of people in business or entrepreneurs or marketers. They tend to look at growing their business in one way, okay? And there's three main ways to grow your business. Most business owners and entrepreneurs look at one way, And that one way is, how do I get more prospects? And what do you tend to do for that? You advertise. How do I get more leads? I need referrals. Again, more prospects, more potential customers. But that's only one way to grow. The next two ways to grow are less expensive, less costly, require less resources, and are far more effective. Anyone in sales know that it takes less time, money, resources to resell an existing customer than to build a relationship with a new one. So, a second way to grow your business is you can increase the conversion rate of prospect to customer. Example, if you have I was talking to a lady today that happened to own a spa. And she's been open for 3 months. And in 3 months, she's had 200 customers buy from her. And she's wondering how to grow her business. I'm like, you have a gold mine. First of all, the fact that you got 200 customers to come through your door without any marketing or advertising is phenomenal. She wasn't spending any money. And she had 200 customers in 3 months that actually not just came through her door, but actually bought from her. So I wanted to know, well, what happened to the other people that came through the door and didn't buy from you? Those were potential customers. See, she's looking at how she can get more people to come through the door. I'm thinking, how do you get the ones that came through the door and didn't buy to buy? That's called conversion. How do you convert more prospects to customers? That's another way to grow your business. So if you tend to get 10 leads per day and you turn 2 of them into a customer, you have a 20% closing ratio. But if you want to double your business, get better at closing 4 instead of 2. You just doubled your business without spending more money on advertising to bring customers in. That's all I want to say about that. Only to say that the third way to grow your business is increase the value of the customer. So you can have more customers or more prospects or more leads come in. Secondly, you can increase your conversion rate, and this can be done on or offline. If you have 1,000 people that go to your website a month and 5% of them buy your products or your services, you figure out what strategies do I need to implement. I got the tactics right. What strategies do I now need to implement online so that I can convert more of those prospects into customers? If you just had the same 1,000 people visiting every day, every month, you could grow your business by 100, 2, 3, 4, 500% without getting more prospects. And I want you to get that, because a lot of people think their only way of thinking is, well, I get 1,000 every month and it gives me 5 customers. So if I want 10 customers, I need to get 2,000. What would happen if you increase your conversion rate from prospect to customer and increase the amount of prospects coming in? That's an interesting thing there. We do have a training on that. To find out more about that, you can go to isaacsmarketinggroup.com, and there's a free video or a free training on, I don't remember the name. You know what? Just email us at info@isaacsmarketinggroup.com and mention that you're interested in that training. We'll send it to you for free. Okay, the third way of growing your business, you increase your prospects, increase your conversion rate. And then thirdly, increase the value of the customer. If your customer only spends $100 a year, if you got them to spend $200 a year, you just doubled your business. Wow. Would you like fries with that? Would you like to upsize it? The company that made this famous is McDonald's. So you can learn a lot from these companies that started out small like you, and they're huge now. There's a lot of things that they did right that you can learn from them. So it is the strategies and tactics to identify, introduce, create, sell, and maintain satisfying relationships, not just with existing customers, but here's the key, with past, present, and prospective customers. People that bought from you before should have a relationship with you, even if the product you sell today can only be sold once. Doesn't matter. You can leverage that. What would happen if you leveraged that relationship and created some alliances with other companies that have products that complement what you're selling, and you can market it to them? What would happen if you created additional products that complemented the product or the service, the one product or service you were selling? All right? That is so important. So let's keep moving on. So, in summary, an easy way that I think of marketing is Marketing is everything you do to say this, to say who you are, what you do, and why I should trust you. Marketing is everything you do, from your business card to the design of your website or no website, to how you answer the phone or not. And I do tests all the time. I do a lot, from time to time, quite a bit of cold calling by phone, and I'll just call businesses. And I am shocked by how people answer the phone. And I have to say, is this a business or a residence? That immediately gives me an impression of that potential business. That's a bad marketing problem in that business. So it's everything you do to say who you are, what you do, and why I should trust you. That why I should trust you is critical. Why I should trust you has the idea of positioning you as an expert. When you are perceived as an expert in your field, nobody asks you about your cost. Many businesses are competing on price. And I've often said, as I talk to business owners, that, I can't see people calling up Dr. Phil and saying, your rates are, let's just make up a number, your rates are $1,000 per hour. And the guy down the block on 5th Avenue and 34th Street that does the same thing is $150 an hour. Why isn't your price lower? Why won't they do that? Because he is a trusted authority, perceived authority in their mind. He has positioned himself as an expert in what he does. Okay? You can do that many ways. There's many different ways to do that. Again, that's not the purpose of this training. So marketing is everything you do to say who you are, what you do, and why I should trust you. Trust is critical. Over the years, people have said people buy from people they like, know, and trust. I say, no, they don't have to like you. They don't even have to know you. I've bought business from many people that I don't know, and I've bought stuff from people I don't particularly like, but I needed what they had. But I believed that what they were selling would have fixed what I was trying to solve. I think trust is the most important factor. If people don't believe what you're saying, they're not going to like you anyway. If they don't believe what you're saying, they're not going to get to know you and build a relationship. All right? So you can do with that whatever you like. I think trust is critical. Let's go right on to our next one. All right? Most marketing efforts try to sell too early in the process. Okay? Most marketing efforts try to sell too early in the process. If marketing is about telling people who you are, what you do, and why they should trust you, that's credibility, then one of the challenges and one of the reasons why what you understand about marketing is wrong is because most people that I've seen, most brochures, most yellow page ads, most advertisements that I've seen, or marketing pieces I've seen in the newspaper and so on, they try to sell too early in the process. And what do I mean by that? A lot of radio ads, people are telling you how great they are. We've been in business for 100 years, and on and on and on. Excuse me, and the best one is we have the best service, right? And nobody cares that you have the best service. They assume you have the best service until they actually are served by you. When you serve them and you screw up, then they realize you don't have the best service. They assume that. It's like putting all your degrees on the wall. How many times have you walked in a doctor's office and said, can I see what school you went to? Right? Can you show me your degrees? No, you assume. The fact that they have on the white coat that they know what they're doing. The coat tells you or makes you believe they know what they're doing. I remember watching the movie of, the Pan Am movie of, I forgot the guy right now, and I don't want to prolong this, but all the guy did was got dressed in Pan Am uniform and traveled around the world as a pilot. And the uniform made people trust him and gave him the idea of the authority. I don't relate to any of this. It doesn't really matter. The only point is most people that do their marketing efforts try to sell too early in the process. You can't try to sell too early if you haven't built any credibility. Nobody cares who and what what you're selling or what you're trying to promote until they understand how it can benefit them. We always say in radio, people are listening to WIIFM. What's in it for me? So when you're thinking about your marketing, it's important to think about what's in it for them, as opposed to trying to sell and tell them how great your product or your service is or your cause is and how it's going to change everybody's life. Don't try to sell too early in the process. Keyword there is process, by the way. There is a process to build trust and credibility. It doesn't just happen. Okay, looks like this is number 7. Okay, we're dealing with 10, and I have a couple bonuses for you. As you can see, this looks like a lot more than 7 here. Marketing without trust and credibility doesn't work long term. Now, right now in this economy, everybody's getting blamed for the economy, right? The Democrats, the Republicans. If you go back far enough, somebody will blame Abraham Lincoln. Yes, I'm trying to be funny, but a lot of the problems we're having today, many people are not pinpointing some of the issues. It's not the only issue, but one of the issues. The way we did business in the 1970s and 80s and early 90s was demonstrated or illustrated for us in movies like Glenn Ross, or Wall Street, or The Boiler Room, if you haven't seen any of these movies. All of these movies sort of exalted and promoted the idea of doing whatever it takes to close the sale. All right? This is why most people today, when they hear the word sales or salesperson or salesman, they kind of cringe. Part of the reason is no one wants to be sold, but they want to buy. And what I think is one of the problems we have had throughout history that's created some of the economic challenges that we have and why many businesses have closed is social media has changed the playground or the playing field. In the 70s, you could do whatever you want with a client, and you could, treat them like dirt, and they leave your office or your establishment, and maybe they tell 4, 5, 6 people, maybe 10 if they were real talkative. That's not going to close your business. The world has changed. We're in a new economy now. You do that with someone today, and there's a YouTube video in 15 or 20 minutes that goes viral. Or there's tweets on Twitter or posts on Facebook. Why are these things important? These things have changed the playing field so that you as a business owner or an entrepreneur can no longer do business not caring about what people think, not thinking about long term. See, many people have built their business and done their marketing efforts just to get the sale. If I could just say it loud enough times, creatively enough, let's put a guy out there with no shirt on and let him stand in the shower with the water running and let the frames change. Remember the Old Spice commercial? And then let him ride on the horse. And that creativity, which will get lots of laughs, and many people will talk about it at the water cooler and so on. But how many of you have bought Old Spice because of that Old Spice commercial? You remember the commercial? Maybe it got even awards, because it was memorable. It even went viral, and millions and millions of people saw that video. But at the end of the day, I'd be interested to know how much of an increase, when they compare how much money they spent in advertising with how much revenue it produced. That'll be an interesting study. Now, I don't know. All I'm saying is marketing without trust and credibility doesn't work long term. You need to build trust, and you need to build credibility in the minds of those that you are marketing to, your marketplace. All right? Our number 8. Your marketing does not create the need, it directs the need. Now, this is, again, another important point. Your marketing doesn't create the need. Again, this goes back to how lots of marketing agencies and marketing salespeople think and how they advise their clients or their customers. The idea is that if I say it enough times, with enough frequency, with enough creativity, if it's pretty enough as a website or whatever that's used, or a marketing piece or a marketing collateral, at the end of the day, they believe that that's going to create the need. Let me just free you from that, because this is how people end up wasting money. Your marketing doesn't create the need. I've often said to people, if I was driving on a major highway like 95, and every day as I go into work, I hear a commercial from Sears. Buy 2 tires, get 2 tires free. Great promotion. Awesome promotion, by the way. That's not going to create a need. That's a great promotion, but that's not going to make me buy tires. But here's what's going to make me buy tires. I'm driving on I-95 and I've heard that commercial for 3 months. It has now moved from my conscious to my subconscious mind. This is why long-term marketing and branding is so important, all right? And then I have a triggering event, like I get a flat tire while I'm driving. All of a sudden I remember that, wow, Sears has that promotion. I wonder if they're still doing it. Now I call them. Your marketing doesn't create the need, it directs it. When the need arises, you want the person who is in need of your product or your service, or interested in the cause you're promoting or the ministry, you want them to think of you. All right? And this is so important to get. It is so basic, but it is so critical to your success. And why I say so many people don't understand how marketing works, because they're not willing to wait out the process until the need arises. They don't come into their marketing campaign with enough commitment and resolve or revenue to make it work. All right? So remember that your marketing doesn't create the need, it directs the need. When the need arises, you want them to think of you.